From the WMTV studios, your news authority. NBC 15 News at 11 starts now.
One man is dead and several others are injured in an early morning crash on I-90 near Portage.
And the Clinton campaign has some newfound momentum heading into Election Day after the FBI wrapped up its investigation into her email practices.
And a local nonprofit that throws birthday parties for children in need is throwing a big one for itself. Find out how you can get invited just a little later.
In your Decision 2016 coverage, after months of a tumultuous presidential campaign, Election Day is tomorrow.
The latest Marquette University Law School poll released last week shows 6 points separate Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Clinton with 46% to Trump's 40%.
In the race for the U.S. Senate seat in Wisconsin, only 1% separates Senator Ron Johnson and Democrat challenger Russ Feingold. Feingold leads with 45 to Johnson's 44%.
Now, both candidates are making their final push across Wisconsin in this hotly contested race. Senator Johnson is wrapping up his bus tour with a rally in Waukesha, where he'll be joined by House Speaker Paul Ryan, Governor Scott Walker, and other Republican office holders. Feingold, who you just saw, is hitting the campaign offices all across the state today as volunteers prepare for one final push. Now, heading into the last 24 hours of this presidential race, the FBI now says there is nothing there in thousands of newly discovered emails related to Hillary Clinton's private server, and its review is now concluded.
But Donald Trump is also gaining ground and isn't giving up. NBC's Kristen Welker has more.
This morning, Hillary Clinton vindicated over her latest email controversy, but staying on message, delivering her closing argument in New Hampshire Sunday.
This election is a moment of reckoning. It is a choice between division or unity.
This after a November surprise. Sunday, FBI Director James Comey announcing the new probe into Clinton's emails is over. Writing in a letter to Congress, based on our review, we have not changed our conclusions that we expressed in July with respect to Secretary Clinton. NBC News has learned the review of thousands of emails found on Anthony Weiner's laptop established nearly all of those to and from Clinton while she was Secretary of State were duplicates, or they weren't related to government business at all.
Let me just reiterate.
Weiner is the estranged husband of Clinton's top aide, Huma Abedin. Clinton not mentioning the FBI decision all day, instead leaving that to her team.
Not surprised. I mean, I really felt like the original conclusion was so unequivocal.
Donald Trump, who crisscrossed 5 states Sunday trying to shore up a narrow path to 270, not letting up.
Right now, she is being protected by a rigged system.
After praising Director Comey nearly 2 weeks ago for looking into the newly discovered emails.
I respect that very much.
Sunday in Michigan, Trump reversed course.
You can't review 650,000 new emails in 8 days.
Campaign manager Kellyanne Conway piling on.
Do you think that they went through hundreds of thousands of emails in a week? Because that may strike a lot of Americans as unusual.
Now the focus for both candidates, getting out the vote.
Vote for yourselves, vote for your children, vote for your grandchildren.
In her final push today, Clinton will barnstorm Pennsylvania, Michigan, and North Carolina. Trump, who has been catching up in recent polls, hitting 5 states, Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Michigan, a blue state he's fighting to turn red.
Hillary Clinton is guilty. She knows it. The FBI knows it.
Wow, what a beautiful weekend. I'm really having a hard time wrapping my mind around the idea that we're in November.
Yeah, and there are still fall colors
Yes, it's
out
gorgeous.
there. Meteorologist AJ Waterman is here with a look at our Weather Authority forecast for today and our work week. Hi, AJ.
Hi, Christine. Hi, Amy. And yes, as we head through the work week, it'll actually start to get a little bit cooler. Even tomorrow for the polls, if you're heading out, you might want to bring a sweatshirt as we will be dealing with some more unsettled weather. But actually looking at radar, we jumped ahead here. We do have a frontal system just to our west, and that's going to be moving in. It looks like it'll be bringing some rain along with it. So as we head into tomorrow, even tonight really, we'll likely be dealing with some showers, but this day will actually be pretty nice. We'll have temperatures back in the 60s, plenty of sunshine. I'll talk more about the rain tonight into tomorrow morning and the rest of the week's forecast, which does look cooler, coming up in just about 10 minutes.
All right, AJ, thank you. A 28-year-old man is dead and 5 others were injured in an early morning crash in Columbia County. The single vehicle crash happened just after 3 on I-90 near Portage. A minivan was traveling west when the driver swerved to avoid hitting a deer carcass in the middle of the road. The minivan drove onto the left shoulder and began sliding. The driver overcorrected back onto the road and into the right shoulder, where police say that vehicle rolled. A passenger was ejected from the vehicle. University of Wisconsin-Madison student leaders are demanding the UW apologize to black students after the way it handled an offensive costume at the October 29th football game. Now, it was a man wearing a President Obama mask with a noose around his neck. Security asked him to remove the noose, but a photo taken later shows him wearing that noose again. University officials have defended security staff's decision not to throw the man out, given freedom of speech concerns.
In your Crime Tracker 15 report now, police are searching for a man they say sexually assaulted a teenage girl last night. Police say the 16-year-old was riding on a Madison Metro bus when the suspect got on the same bus near Easttown Mall around 10 o'clock. She said he began a casual conversation with her until she got off the bus in the 4700 block of Hayes Road. She told police he then followed her to an apartment building and asked for a hug. When she refused, the man touched her inappropriately until she was able to push him away and run inside. A 5-year-old girl on her way to church in Milwaukee was hit and killed by a car in a hit and run. Police say the girl ran into the street without notice yesterday morning and was then hit by a passing car that then fled the scene. The girl died from her injuries. A pastor who's related to the child said she was with family headed to church when it happened. Police are looking for that suspect car. The city of Beloit is warning of a possible police impersonator in the city. They received a complaint of a man identifying himself as an officer. Police say he is driving a dark-colored Chevy with blue and red lights in the grille. That's scary.
Happening today, a Fitchburg woman accused of killing her adopted daughter and then dumping her body will be sentenced. 51-year-old Taylon Hill pleaded guilty to neglecting a child causing death, failing to prevent mental harm to a child, and child abuse intentionally causing harm. As part of a plea deal, a 4th charge will be read onto the record. 15-year-old Erica Hill was found dead in Gary, Indiana back in 2007. Erica was identified in July of last year after Taylon's daughter went to police and told them that Taylon made them help move the body. A Columbia County man will appear in court for a bond hearing in the death of a dog. 28-year-old Trent Hebel was arrested for felony mistreatment of animals in September. The owners of a golden retriever found a suspicious container of food in their fenced-in backyard in May of last year. The owners believe the container had raw meat and rat poison in it. The dog died 2 days later.